Welcome. In this video, we're going to talk about how does the peak financial planning process work and how long does it take? So I've done a more detailed video that shows the exact financial planning process in very minute detail. It's a long video and a long article. And if you're really inclined to go into super great detail, you can watch that video and read that article. I'll link to them in the description below. What I'd like to outline right now is just, it's a common question. How long does this process take? What are the deliverables I should expect? So really quickly, I think it's really helpful to think of the financial planning process, at least the way we do it at Peak Financial Planning, as a three-part process. The first part is what you call onboarding. That phase of this planning process is going to include, data gather, me asking for documents, interviewing you, asking you tons of questions about how you think about money, about how you've made decisions in the past about money, about what you'd like money to do for you in the future. In that onboarding process, we're going to meet somewhere between 3 and 5 times with the goal that by the end of that 5th meeting, we arrive at a living financial plan that is basically like a Google Maps type of directions that kind of sends us in the proper route. And what we're really going to end up with is a documented financial plan that shows if you don't change anything about what you're doing right now financially, where will you end up? And then if you're not going to end up in the place you want to, what changes could you make in order to end up in the place you want to? And that dictates the set of financial planning recommendations that I will give to you. That set of recommendations will be a comprehensive list, and you won't be able to attend to all of them. It'll be too many things, and some of them will require too much in resources, meaning time or money, and some of them will also be requiring too much in trade-offs, meaning quality of life. There's always trade-offs when it comes to financial planning recommendations. What we do want to arrive at is by meeting 5, which is usually somewhere around 6 weeks into our planning process, sometimes earlier, sometimes longer. We want to arrive at a compromise plan that is something that we both agree can be executed on and will improve your financial outcomes in the way that's consistent and helpful for you. So that's the onboarding phase. It takes somewhere between 4 and 6 weeks on average. The second phase is what I call implementation. So at the end of that onboarding phase, we've arrived at a list of financial planning items, and that might include things like setting up a financial dashboard, creating a bookkeeping or expense tracking system, setting up slush funds or a profit first system, doing investment related decisions, rolling over accounts, changing investment allocations, selecting new investments altogether. It'll be a big list of stuff. It'll be different case by case. But we arrive at the end of that onboarding process with that list, and now we have to schedule execution. And some of that will be stuff for you or you and your spouse to do on your own. Some of it will be for me and my office to do on our own. And some of it will be shared where we need to get together to continue to discuss things further or execute on some of those financial planning action items. That takes place during the implementation phase. And that phase typically takes about 6 months, although it is not uncommon for it to take less than that. It really is just dependent on how many items we're committing to and our ability to execute on those and get together to do that. The average time frame is 6 months. The third phase of financial planning together is ongoing maintenance. So I am interested in long-term, engaged, ongoing relationships. I don't build single project financial plans. I don't hand you a document and then just say, hey, go take care of this. My mission is to work with people, educate them over their lifetime, hold their hands together and execute on this financial plan and monitor and adjust so that we have the highest probability of getting to the destination that you want with the outcomes you want. The best way to do that is with a short feedback loop where we're monitoring and adjusting over time. The maintenance phase will have a set of standard action items that we carry out every year. I have a separate presentation that goes into this in very great detail, and I'll link to that in the description to this video below. But it includes things like bookkeeping, asset or investment selection changes, investment distribution changes, risk level changes, market-related adjustments based on personal health history or things like that. You can find that in more detail there in that other video. But the summary of that idea is just there are things that we do ongoing that allow us to monitor and adjust. And that is the most important part of the financial planning process, actually. Building the plan is important. It's kind of like building the house, but maintaining the plan is more important. It's maintaining the house so that you can live in it for the rest of your financial future and be confident that you will arrive at the destination that you hope to arrive at. If you'd like more detail about pricing for the financial planning process or pricing for my investment management services, you can watch the video that I'll link to up above here. A video like this, about 5 minutes in length, explaining exactly how I charge, why I charge what I charge, and how I believe it's the best framework for an advisor-client relationship. If you'd also like to see other videos or other articles I've done on what a simple financial plan looks like, what is a comprehensive financial plan, what does the full in-depth financial planning process entail and look like, along with reports and screenshots and all that stuff, all those resources can be found on my website or my YouTube channel. My website is www.thepeakfp.com. My YouTube channel is Peak Financial Planning. Both of them are filled with resources, Some are educational, some are about how my business operates. Now, if you have specific questions you'd like me to address about how my business operates or why I choose to operate in the framework I do, I'm very happy to address them. Please leave questions in the comments below and I will make sure to attend to them. And if you have comments or questions about specific financial planning circumstances that you're facing, I will be happy to address them in a generic YouTube or video like this. And so feel free to leave them below. As always, thank you for your time and attention. It's been a great pleasure to make these videos and share with you. If you do have an interest in scheduling one-on-one time with me to a free consultation to learn more about working with me and Peak Financial Planning, you can do that using a link in the description below or by visiting my website, www.thepeakfp.com, and clicking the Work With Us button on the top right of the website. Thank you so much and see you in the next video.